This is the brand new Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir, and this is my review it. Hugo Boss the Scent Magnetic was one of my favorite men's fragrance releases of 2023, so when I saw this, I had to buy it straight away. Before I begin, if you love smelling good, then you gotta make sure to hit that subscribe and that notification bell. I'll basically upload every single day and you will smell good for sure. Some of the notes in Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir are pimento, lavender absolute and Caledonian sandalwood. So what does Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir smell like? So this to me opens up with quite a prominent dose of spiciness. The spiciness here is definitely intense, but to me it's less of a sharp kind of spiciness and more like a mix of different spices that has a bit of smoothness to it. So definitely intense, but intense in a smooth way. Now I'm not gonna say that the spiciness here is 100% unique. I have not smelled every fragrance out there, but I do feel that its intense spicy opening has a bit of uniqueness to it, and I also feel that there's something else in the opening than just a mix of spices. Quite soon you get a blast of aromatic shine and brightness from lavender, so I absolutely love the scent of lavender, and some of my favorite fragrances have a bit of it in them. The way it blends with the spiciness here is a bit different for sure, and it almost feels like it has a more intense brightness to it if I compare it with how lavender comes across in some of my other fragrances. Now behind all that spiciness and the lavender, I swear I'm picking up on the scent in here. There's definitely something from that sort of a core scent in here with its fruitiness and a bit of sweetness. But there's no manica in the notes, so I'm not sure about the notes. I don't think it's just pimento, lavender and sandalwood in here. Either way, I'm picking up on something that reminds me of that sort of a core scent in this. There's also a bit of sweetness and I like it a lot. As it dries down, you get this fantastic woodiness that has just a hint of sort of smokiness to it, with a bit of that initial dose of spiciness and a bit of the fruitiness and sweetness from the mids. So to me, this goes from the opening that's intensely spicy and aromatic to spicy, aromatic and sweet in the mids. The mids is where I'm getting the strongest scent vibes to the dry down, which is beautifully woody and slightly smoky with a bit of spices and a hint of sweetness. I don't think I have anything with this sort of a scent, so kudos to Hugo Boss for creating something that smells a bit unique. So in a way, this could be described as the scent with an intense dose of spiciness and lavender on a base of woodiness that's slightly smoky. I think this smells really good. So how do I feel when I wear Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir? This to me goes from hot sexiness in the opening through to the early dry down, and something that's a mix of elegance and sexiness in the dry down. So a mix of something sexy and very attractive and something elegant. So what about compliments and reactions from others? This has the scent compliment getter DNA in it, so it's definitely a compliment getter. I think the initial opening can be a bit too much for some, but once it hits the mids, a lot of people will like it. This is slightly, just slightly, less mass appealing than some of the other sort of a super sweet modern scents. But I believe this is a future head turner, and I bet this would turn out to be a compliment getter. So what about the performance? Performance so far is quite good. I don't think it's a beast mode, but it's definitely one of the strongest in the line, and I'm happy with how it performs on my skin. Based on my initial awareness of this, I'm gonna say it's strong but not beast mode. So when should you use Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir? I do think this is more date night, special occasions, going out than anything else. I do not think this is a versatile scent, so when it comes to seasons, definitely fall, winter and spring. But I'm gonna try this on summer night outs and see how it develops. So who should buy Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir? If you think you would enjoy something that's almost like a mix of the scent that's intensely spicy and aromatic with a bit of woodiness, then why not check it out? There's a uniqueness to this, so I do recommend trying before buying. I mean, I think it's fantastic, and I do think it's quite a mass appealing kind of scent. But this in a way will be too much for some. If you blind buy, make sure you enjoy intense spicy and aromatic scents, because this is very much of that. There's a twist to its spiciness, so I do want to highlight that. Definitely avoid if spicy and aromatic is not your thing. I think this to some guys will be slightly less appealing than Hugo Boss the Scent Magnetic, and to some a lot more exciting because of how intense and punchy it is. Pros and cons. Pros first. I definitely think it has a bit of uniqueness to it. Pros: smells amazing, and pros, and I never thought I would ever say this about a scent coming from Hugo Boss, The performance is actually good. Cons, the price. 100 ml of the Scent Elixir cost me 170 bucks. Now, Hugo Boss the Scent Magnetic cost me 130. So I'm not sure what happened between these two to make this that much more expensive. Designer fragrances are moving into quite expensive territory, and I think this together with Gucci Guilty Elixir and Dior Sauvage Elixir are some of the most expensive designer fragrances I bought. So how am I going to rate Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir? So I definitely like the Hugo Boss the Scent line, some a lot more than others. The Scent Magnetic was one of my favorites from 2023, and I do enjoy the different sort of variations of that core scent. And this is definitely another one I really enjoy. Here I get a bit of that core scent with an overdose of spices and lavender on a woody base that smells really good. You might disagree with me, but I do think there's a bit of uniqueness to it. I'm going to give Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir a strong 9. Almost flirting with a 9.5. So I want to know how you feel about Hugo Boss the Scent Elixir and how you would rate it from 1 to 10, so make sure you comment. Like this video, I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe and that notification bell. Make sure you check out the videos over there, and I'll see you in the next one.